tracking another round of strong, likely severe thunderstorms that will move in late tonight and continue through tomorrow morning. The very latest coming right up.
We all kind of was holding on to each other. You can literally hear the tornado like come as a train, and then you can hear the big whistle, and it felt like the floors was like cracking.
A woman was in the West End Kroger when the tornado hit last week. We'll hear her story and see the video in 4 minutes.
And the governor assesses storm damage and gives an update from FEMA on relief. The resources available to Arkansans straight ahead.
Now, Wake Up Central begins with the weather alerts.
All of Arkansas on alert for another risk of severe weather tonight into the early morning hours. Here's the brand new severe storm outlook with dozens of counties now in that level 4 risk zone. Meteorologist Scott Covert is coming right up to show us when these storms could start to develop.
And that threat of severe weather comes as hard-hit areas are still cleaning up from the debris from Friday's tornadoes. We'll talk about this new concern, and you'll hear from a survivor who was inside the Colony West Kroger as the tornado blew through. New overnight, more progress made to restore electricity. 8,300 customers still without power at this hour. That is down from about 13,000 as of yesterday morning.
Now, Pulaski County currently has 6,800 customers in the dark, and in hard-hit Wynne in Cross County, there are still about 1,400 outages. It is 6:30 this morning, and welcome back to Wake Up Central. Thank you for joining us. I'm Hayden Balgavy alongside Karen Fuller and, of course, meteorologist Scott Covert, who once again is tracking the potential for severe weather.
And I got to highlight the timing first. The timing is going to be late tonight, so today's weather is going to be quiet, but I don't want that to give anyone a false sense of security. Those storms likely moving through when a lot of us are asleep, and so that's why it's so important.
Today.
That's right. Prepare today. Have multiple ways to receive those warnings. Let's take a look at what we're tracking outside for you this morning. Sunrise beginning. They're off to the eastern sky. You'll notice mostly cloudy skies, and that's going to be the case all afternoon. Temperature-wise, here is where we're at. You'll notice the severe weather risk zones that we're concerned about tonight. We could pose the risk for 60 to 80 mile per hour winds. Tornadoes, some of those strong long track tornadoes yet again is going to be top of mind. Lower extent, we're concerned with some hailstones and some flooding, especially the further east you go for flooding. Here's those temperatures outside as you wake up. It's unseasonably warm, kind of just has that feel to it. And it's an anecdote, but often it turns out to be right. 72 in Conway, 71 this morning in Pine Bluff. Satellite and radar shows strong southerly flow. That's going to continue pumping in more moisture, which is a key ingredient that those storms have to develop. Humidity and moisture, there's going to be an abundance of it today. Clouds will continue building in, so even if you see a little bit of sunshine this morning in north central, northeast parts of the state, it's going to be a cloudy day for all of us. Breezy as well. South winds 5 to 25 miles per hour. If you are doing some damage cleanup, don't sleep on those winds. That could cause you some issues, especially with some of those stronger gusts. 83 is today's high temperature. We'll have a look at the timing of tonight's severe storms here coming right up.
Scott, thank you. Well, that potential for severe weather can be extra stressful for those who just went through Friday's tornado.
Now, this morning we are hearing from one of those survivors. Our Lily Cummings joins us live from the Colony West Shopping Center at I-430, and Rodney Parham with her story. Lily?
Hayden, good morning to you and Karen both. We are here as the morning light is finally coming up at Colony West, and we're getting a good look of what is going on this morning. Let me step out of the way. So it looks like some linemen and power crews have started to show up as this morning light comes up to restore power to this area, hopefully today. But I know that there is some concern as storms move in that the debris around this area, we have, knocked out windows, roofs torn off. As I was getting into the car earlier, I heard something jingle on the ground. That was a nail that I almost stepped on. So a lot of things just around here today that could be a concern as more storms move in. Now, we did speak to a woman who was inside the Kroger as the tornado hit. We want to share her story with you all this morning.
We all kind of was holding on to each other. You can literally hear the tornado like come as a train, and then you can hear the big whistle, and it felt like the floors was like cracking. And then by that time, the roof came off of Kroger's.
A trip to the grocery store turned into a nightmare. Arica Mendoza shot this video as she left the store. As the fire alarm rang out, she made her way to the parking lot to find her car.
Once we came out, we just seen the aftermath and the debris of everything, like the vehicles flipped and people crying, and it was just a sad situation.
Her sadness quickly turned to fear. She rushed to her apartment, which is a half-mile from this neighborhood.
I don't have kids, but I have dogs, and so just to know or just to see that it's in your area and me not knowing if it hit the apartment complex, I was just like scared. I was nervous.
Her dogs and apartment complex made it out just fine. This isn't the first time Mendoza has lived through a historic storm.
I was 11 years old when New Orleans Hurricane Katrina hit. When they told us to evacuate, me and my family, we listened to that and we evacuated as soon as possible.
Little Rock became their second home after Katrina.
I feel like Hurricane Katrina was more devastating than this.
Living through natural disaster, though, takes a toll.
Just seeing the city like that, you know, going from normal to now just horrific.
But she's thankful to be alive.
Well, so glad that she is okay, as well as her dogs. Now, if you're going to be out in this area today, hopefully you avoid this area as best you can, because there are a lot of crews coming out to clean up and restore power. Now, there are some volunteer opportunities. Yet just yesterday, I talked to the United Cajun Navy. They're posted up around here, so if you want to volunteer, there's opportunities for you. But if you don't want to volunteer, try to avoid this area as best you can. Reporting live, Lily Cummings, THV 11 News.
So many people needing help this morning.
Yes, and good advice too, to leave the area as it is, let them work if you do not need to be there. So thank you, Lily, we appreciate it.
And this morning, we're expecting another update on tornado damage and recovery from Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
This comes as she signed several executive orders in response to Friday's storm. Wake Up Central's Michael Aaron is here now with a look at the state's efforts to help those impacted. Michael?
Karen Hayden, Governor Sanders has been busy touring damage all across the state since Saturday, and she says Arkansas has a long road ahead. Monday, she met with the Department of Emergency Management and FEMA. Then with Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton by her side, Governor Sanders announced FEMA has opened its headquarters at the Little Rock City Center. That center is offering people anything they might need to get back on their feet.
I can't tell you how thankful we are for the absolute outpouring of support that we have seen as we've traveled across the state over the last couple days, from Arkansans stepping up and helping their neighbor. I want to remind people that we have a long way to go. Let's not lose that enthusiasm and continue to help our fellow Arkansans over the course of the next several weeks as we see these needs and demands come up.
The governor has signed an executive order allowing up to 40 hours of paid emergency leave for state employees impacted by Friday's severe weather. She's also signed an order extending the state income tax filing deadline from April 18th to July 31st for those living in Pulaski, Lonoke, and Cross counties. Meanwhile, the IRS is offering tax relief for impacted homes and businesses in those same counties. So as a result, storm victims will have until July 31st to also file their federal tax return. So again, the governor having that news conference today at 11 o'clock, where she's also expected to sign some legislation as well.
Last thing on their mind needs to be taxes.
Right.
Yeah.
Push it down the road, sure.
Yeah, and to the governor's point earlier, she says she's so impressed by Arkansans coming together in these days, and we can talk about it all day long, I think, because there are just so many stories of that, and we're seeing it every day.
She remembers from her own father being governor as a little girl, going to press conferences like this after things like that.
Yeah,
It's what we do. We take it in stride, help each other out, and move forward.
Yep.
All right, Michael, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it as
We
always.
do appreciate it, Michael. Now, if FEMA or someone claiming to be with the government does come to your house, how do you know if they're legit? Well, it really could happen. The White House telling THV 11 today, FEMA is in fact going door to door.
We have disaster assistance teams going through the neighborhoods. These teams have FEMA gear. They've got badges, probably a clipboard, but those people are trying to find individuals in those areas where there may not be Wi-Fi access.
When you register with FEMA, that then opens the door to all kinds of resources for your recovery.
Happening today, members of the 39th Infantry Brigade are preparing to deploy to Germany to train Ukrainian soldiers. A deployment ceremony is set to take place this morning at Camp Robinson. Now, afterwards, the soldiers will leave from North Little Rock to begin their mission. According to a National Guard official, the 39th will be helping Ukrainian forces improve their capabilities and readiness. Now, this deployment is an important part of our country's commitment to supporting our allies around the world.
All right, let's head back over to meteorologist Scott Covert, get a quick update on the weather today and tonight.
Before I get to today and tonight's forecast, I do want to just revisit Friday. Of course, we had numerous tornadoes even outside of the metro, and it took the Weather Service quite some time to sift through all the destruction, but they were able to make their way to Stone County and Prairie County yesterday. What we found now is confirmed EF2 damage in parts of Stone County, 115-mile-per-hour winds. Thank the Lord, 0 injuries, 0 fatalities. The same can be said here in Prairie County near Des Arc, EF1 with maximum winds up to 90 miles per hour. We're tracking another round of storms that will impact Arkansas late tonight into tomorrow morning. We're looking at the potential of damaging winds, long track tornadoes yet again, hail and flooding all on the board with some of these supercells. Now, it's going to be a calm day, mostly cloudy, warm and humid highs this afternoon, topping out in the low to mid 80s. The timing of tonight's storms coming up here in just a few minutes.
From the destruction, so many heroes are emerging. How one crew stepped up at Little Rock Fire Station 9, just ahead.
Plus, every day we are making progress in the cleanup and in restoring electricity. We will hear from Entergy and a spokesperson right after the break.